I was muted. Okay. I hate when I do that. I must have clicked it twice, I swear. Okay, welcome everyone. Let me start over. All right, welcome, Paper Demons. We are going through the Apprenticeship Challenges. This stream is intended to kind of help new players who are playing the PaperDemon Art RPG to play and get started going through the Apprenticeship Challenges. Now, what are the Apprenticeship Challenges? I've got a question already in the chat asking what they are. So the Apprenticeship Challenges are the set of challenges that teach you how to play the game, starting with creating your character, and then the rest of these will help you get up to rank 2. So once you're at rank 2, then you have access to battles. So the point of these challenges is to help teach you the basics of how to play. Each one is kind of like starts off simple and then helps you go through each step by step, learning a new mechanic of the game. So I'm mostly going to be spending time working on Talisman today because I had done a stream already about how to get your character registered. So this one I'm mostly focusing on Talisman and talking about some of the other ones in here. I'm happy to answer questions, so feel free to ask in the chat if you have any questions. And yeah, let's get started. Real quick, I'm gonna briefly show you create a character in case you haven't done that yet. I'd also love to know in the chat if you guys could tell me where you're at currently, if you've created a character, if you've done Talisman, if you're already up to rank 2. Let me know. I want to hear from you where you're at with the game. So when you first come to PaperDemon, when you log in, you should land on this page called the Parchment Imp Inn. If you don't, you can click on your icon here and click on the inn to get here. So the first step is going to be creating a character. So this is a tutorial that will take you through how to register your character. I'm not going to go in depth on this, like I said, because I went through this in a previous stream. So go back and look at the history on how to get your character registered to learn more about this. But it basically walks you through, it kind of tells you some basic mechanics, some character rules, that kind of thing, and helps you create your draft and submit it. Let's go back to the end. So the next challenge is creating a talisman for your character. So just to give you some context, this is my character here, Cyrus, who is still at rank 1, and I need to get him up to rank 2. Unlikely Valentine says, I'm behind on my other 2, but my main guy is rank 4. Awesome. Rank 4. So you're an expert. So anyone has questions, direct them to Unlikely Valentine. Just kidding. I am, of course, here to answer questions. Unlikely Valentine's one of our mods, so will help keep the chat, free of trolls. Thank you, Unlikely Valentine, for hanging out. So this is my character Cyrus. He's still only at rank 1, and he needs to complete the apprenticeship challenges. Still, he's done the portal already, but he hasn't done Talisman and Latent Element. So let's take a look at Talisman. Now, if you have submitted your character, but they haven't been approved yet. Oh, Chaos asks, did you see mine? I have to color it. Oh, did it go in the queue? So I don't look at every single one. We've got other members who, if you want, you could share a link in the chat, and then I could check it out. I'm happy to check to see if it went through. Are you talking about your character? Or are you talking about your talisman? Or there's a bit of a delay with the stream, so if you don't give full context with your chat, sometimes I don't know what you're asking about specifically. So I was going to say something about this. Oh, even if your character is not approved yet, like if you're still pending, you can still continue on and work on the next set of challenges. So let's pull up Talisman. Your character. You're not sure if your character's in there. Okay. What is your I'm not going to stream looking at this tab just in case there's something inappropriate in there. But can you let me know what's your username on PaperDemon, and I could take a quick look. We currently have 11 characters in the queue pending approval. So let me know your username, and then I could take a look after I explain this challenge. Hey, welcome to Dreamland. I know you have a different username. I don't remember. Okay, Chaos Hydra YT is your... Oh, it's Crazy Shiro. Okay, hey Shiro. All right, let's see if your character's in the queue here. I do not see anything from that username in the queue. So make sure you finish the final step on step 5 of creating your character to make sure that it gets sent in for review. Let me create a test character real quick here so I could show you what it looks like. So when you go through this character tutorial, on the final step here, it says review. You have to click this black button, submit my character. And then you should get some XP, and then it'll go into the queue so we can see it. I don't see your character in here. Chaos Hydra. I'm looking, but I don't see it. If you still need help after that, just let me know. Oh yeah, Shiro could probably look directly at your account and see as well if it's gotten in there. That's right. Because we can have a way to look directly at the account. Okay, talisman. Where were we? I had this open twice. Here we go. Okay, so the talisman challenge is just meant to be a simpler challenge to help you get started and learn how to submit art to our submission system. Because there's a couple more steps involved compared to like just uploading your art to like DeviantArt or something like that, because we have to make sure that the art that you do for your character gets counted properly and you get your rewards. Hey Bordeus, how's it going? So in this challenge, you're going to equip your character with some sort of item that has special meaning. So you're going to draw a picture of an item that your character might be carrying. As your OC journeys to different portals, they'll be earning these little triangular badges. So if you look at my character Cyrus here, I've already done a little traveling. I have a badge here for the Lyra portal. So that's what that's referring to. Every time you visit a portal, you're going to get one of these badges. I could show you another one of my characters that has a lot of badges. My character Gerald is what rank? 4 already. Okay. And you can see I have a lot of portal badges. Some of these are quests, but the triangular ones are for portals. Within the PaperDemon Art RPG, one of the main challenges that we release or they're called portals. They're different worlds that your character will visit. So as you are traveling through the different portals, they will transport you to these other worlds that have different prompts that you can draw from. And each time you complete one of those, you're going to get a badge. And that badge goes on your character. And the talisman, if you want to, you can have that badge appear on your sentimental item of some kind. So some people will draw like a satchel or something to hold all their players' items, and it'll have a badge for each of these. Hey Minnie, welcome to the stream. You don't have to do that. You don't have to draw the badges on your talisman. It's just like a suggestion. The main thing is just for you to draw an item and explain why it has meaning for your character. The rewards you're going to get for this challenge, you're going to get 50 XP, you're going to earn 2 thread, and you're going to earn 7 AP. So this is teaching you what these different things are. What the heck is ability points? Well, AP or ability points are the points that you gain every time you draw your character. So when you, let me show you an example. So if we look at Cyrus here, these are all the submissions where people have drawn Cyrus. Some of them are my artwork and some are drawn by other people. And you can see here that it shows 7, 8, 5. Anytime someone has drawn that character, Cyrus is getting points. And so that point number, the total amount of points that your character has, will appear here in the points field. So you can see Cyrus already has quite a bit of points. I think the amount of points required to rank up to rank 2 is something like 24. We'll look at the exact requirements in a moment. But you will need to, most rank ups are based on just points. You just have to have a certain amount of points in order to rank up. However, for rank 2 specifically, we're actually making sure that you complete a specific set of challenges, which includes this talisman one. Your character also will randomly get a talisman ability attached to their item. You can use this to influence what item you draw for your character as well. So Cyrus, for example, is a protector. I could always change this if I want it, but oh, it's Mini Maid says it's 21 points to rank up. Okay, thank you for correcting me. So here's how we're going to complete this challenge. Okay, it says make sure you do the character creation challenge first. It's required before you proceed. Decide on an item for your character to use as their talisman. You can use one of the ideas below or come up with your own. It's up to you. Don't worry too much about what it is. Like you just are. This is just meant to be a simple challenge. Just come up with something. Complete either an art entry or a written entry, not both, and then submit your work at the bottom of this page, and then an admin will process it. So here now it shows the requirements for art versus writing. We're just talking about art in this stream, but if you have writing specific questions, I could talk about them as well. The written entries usually have word count requirements. Okay, so the primary focus of the image should be the talisman. So you can't just draw your character and then a tiny little earring or something that no one can see. We want to see the talisman as like the main, taking up the main portion of your image. It should be full color or have grayscale shading. Sketches with color are okay. Including your character is optional. Just ensure the talisman is still the main focal point of the image. You don't need a background. But if you want to include the talisman, the badges on your talisman, just indicate one of them because your character probably hasn't visited anywhere yet. Okay, and then the last thing is you have to include in the description of your artwork a description of what the item is and why your character's taking it with them. This is a step a lot of players miss. We're trying to make this a little bit easier we're trying to improve the UI to make this a little easier to do. But just wanted to point this out here. So here's some prompts you can work from. Again, you don't have to work from these for the talisman challenges. Most challenges, there's a specific set of prompts that you have to do. But this one, it's like, it just has to be some sort of item of meaning. You don't have to use these specific ideas. You can come up with your own. So for example, what I'm going to be drawing for my character Cyrus is not any of these ideas. I'm not going to do a necklace or a journal or a spell book. So I'm going to switch over to my screen so you can see my sketch. So what I'm working on is a little compass. So Cyrus has a little compass with him that has like, I don't know, I'm thinking something like maybe it has some like little celestial imagery on it or something, but it can, it also has like a magnifying glass in it. So there's like a second layer that pops out with a magnifying glass because he's like an investigator. So I thought it would be kind of cool. Actually, was I making this a compass or a pocket watch? I actually sketched this so long ago I forgot what it was. Maybe it was more of a pocket watch. I don't know. We will decide as we were drawing. Okay, back to our guide here, what we're doing. Where's put my screen up here. Are there any questions that people have about the talisman? One note is you don't have to draw the badges at all on your talisman if you don't want to. It's just a suggestion. And if you draw them, they don't have to be triangles either. You could do circles or squares or whatever the hell you want. Like it's pretty freeform. Yeah, so Shiro has a good comment here. Think of it as think of it this way as if you're stuck. Anything you bring when you're journeying or adventuring that that you would take with you. So you either it's something you need or it's something that has sentimental value. Just like what would your character take with them if you were going out on an adventure? Because the basis of this game is your character is going out and adventuring. They're going to be exploring new worlds, going on quests, fighting monsters. So what kind of item would they take with them to like equip themselves? We probably should reword this challenge. Make it a little easier. Okay, let's do some drawing. And I will happily answer any questions that you have. Boop. Valentine said, I made Dee's badges guitar picks. That sounds great. Yeah, something that makes sense for your character. Like think about your character's personality or what they do or okay, I had music playing earlier. Let me turn that back on. There we go. All right, let's hang out and draw. If you're getting stuck, like you want to draw something but you're not sure what you want to draw, let people know in the chat and other members can help you. I can also show you some examples as well. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Examples would help. Okay, so let me pull up. I don't even remember what I... Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. So for Willow, her talisman, oh, there it is, it's right there. Her talisman is a blanket. It's a comfort blanket. It has some significance in some of the lore for PaperDemon in that it's got some magical threads in it that activated the portals. You don't have to think that hard about what your talisman is. Gerald's talisman, I think it was a... Here we go. Telescope, yeah, that's right. He uses it to look at the stars and chart the planets. So my character Gerald his goal in adventuring is to chart out all the portals and actually come up with a map, like figure out where they are in space. Suki says, mine is a bag she got from herself as she's reincarnated. Awesome. That's a cool idea. Anthony is in the process of doing their intro. Okay. So you're working on creating a character? Minnie is ready to draw. My guy's talisman is a necklace. Yeah, necklaces are popular. A popular choice. Okay. Back to the arts. Let's draw. I created this drawing like more than a month ago. And then all I did was sketch it and I didn't get far with it. I think I had other things to do. Oh, it's so hot in here. Yes, if you've already completed this challenge, feel free to share in the chat what you did for yours. And if you want me to go over the next challenge, I can do that too, but I was hoping to kind of get this drawing mostly done first. And then I can show what to do for the next challenge. So he's already visited a portal of Lyra. So I am going to, I think I'm going to go ahead and draw Lyra here, the Lyra portal. I should remind myself what that looks like. I think that had crystals in it. Yeah. Oh, hey, I forgot to mark in the Discord that this event has started. Oh, it looks like someone else did. Thank you, whoever did that. I always forget to do that. I also forgot to announce that it was starting. I think people figured it out, though. Anyway. Thank you, Shiro, for mentioning that. Yeah, just because your idea, or just because your item is a popular choice doesn't mean it's not original. Like, I realized, like, right after I said that, like, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that that was a popular choice, because then people will second guess their choice, which is not what I wanted to do. I want you to be happy about your choice. Anthony, okay, Bordes says Anthony on latent element. What element is Anthony? Is Anthony a new character of yours? I don't remember seeing that one. Oh boy, I gotta draw an ellipse. Start a new layer here. Once I'm done with this drawing, I'm also going to demo how to submit your art so that you know how to make sure it gets counted, because if it doesn't get submitted into a queue for the challenge, then you're not going to get your rewards and points. It's like an important step. That's easy to miss. I'm going to flip this, see if I got it right. Oops. No, I wanted to flip the whole canvas. That don't look right.
We're BMO, the bank coming to California.
Ads!
Now, you might be thinking, why should I trust a bank I don't even know? Fair question. For one, we've been around for over 200 years. Through the best
I don't want an ad in my live stream.
And because Global Finance Magazine ranked us in the top 5 safest banks in North America last year.
Ads! I don't like ads. How do you get your lines so smooth? Oh. That's a big question. I don't... I think I undo a lot until I get one that I like. I don't think that I am that smooth, but maybe it's years of practice. I've been drawing a long time. I'm old. It could be my program. I don't know. I'm using Photoshop, which I know not everyone likes because of how expensive it can be. I mostly use it because it's what I know. It would take me too long to learn something new. What is this? Is this a clock or is it a compass or is it both? Maybe it's both, since I can't decide. It's all the things. Ford is fully Krita. I tried Krita, but it wasn't my thing. I gave it a good try. I really didn't like the UI. I found it very difficult to customize my brushes. My line looks all crusty for some reason. Oh. Does anyone have any suggestions for Looney Mooney on how to fix that? Okay, that ad is probably done now, and I can turn this music back on. Shiro, was that question about a screenshot? You're directing that towards Looney Mooney, I think. But if it was directed at me, let me know. since this is a magnifying glass, I'll have to zoom part of it. Ford is asking, which character am I making a talisman for? I'm making a talisman for Cyrus. Everyone's favorite investigator. Since this is a magnifying glass, I figured it would make sense for it to be like enlarged or something. Makes sense, right? Some of these lines. There we go. That looks cool. Alright, I'm gonna merge all these layers here. I was originally probably gonna put a chain, but I feel like a chain takes too long to draw. So I'm just gonna make this rope of some kind or something. Purple boy. Poor Cyrus. Guild Knight did not do him any favor that he needed some loving. Okay, Looney Mooney says, it's been so long since last I've seen my son lost to his monster, the man. I don't follow. I'm sure there's more to that. Someone's asking for someone to explain P-Dragon. Okay, I will explain P-Dragon. Alright, so we had an event. Hold on, let me switch the cam. Make sure that you can see me. Okay. Alright. Wait, maybe I should do... This is fine, whatever. Okay. Here's the thing. What's the P-Dragon? People are asking what the P-Dragon is. I can't talk while there's music. Hold on. Let me turn off the music. Okay. Alright. So, we did an event called Guild Night, maybe about a month or two ago, and it was a live roleplay event. So people bought tickets, and on Discord we had like a staged, like a setup story where everyone who participated got like an objective for their character to try and achieve during the event, and it was all about a heist. So everyone was on this airship that was the Avant-Garde Guild Hall, and everyone who bought a ticket was given an objective. Now, Bordeus's character, Corda, was given the objective of having found a scaled scavenger roaming the halls. And Corda then hides this dragon in a big satchel because, like, the objective is to hide it and try and find the owner, rather than letting the authorities find out that you have this dragon, because it would have been, like, not okay to have it in the guild hall because it's going to cause mischief. And so at some point, while Corda is holding this dragon in a satchel, or a big, like, whatever, everything gets wet. So the dragon pees. I don't remember what the excuse was, but like, it was pretty obvious that there was something there, and someone starts asking questions. It might have been Cyrus. I don't remember. This was a while ago. But that's where the story of the pea dragon came from, because the dragon peed, but like, I think Corda tried to make it out like it was something else, or that Corda had peed or something. And then Corda takes the dragon to the bathroom to get cleaned up and everything, and then comes back. Eventually the dragon, like, gets loose and causes mischief, and then there's more to this story. I'm not very good at telling stories, but it's something like that. That's what the story of the pea dragon is. And actually, we liked this. Everyone thought it was hilarious. Like, everyone who was playing the roleplay was laughing so hard because it was just so funny. And then we actually... one of the players, their objective was to find this dragon because it was their dragon. And so what we ended up doing is we actually made a pea dragon, and that person has it. I'm trying to remember who it was that got the pea dragon. Does anyone remember which character has it? I know we made one and we actually gave them the pea dragon. Yeah, it got spooked, and then it got captured, and it was like, you know, stuck in a... Anyway, there's... Yeah, so that's the story of the pea dragon. Just everyone thought it was really funny, and so now it's like a meme. Okay, let's finish this drawing. Any other questions? I hope we could do another guild night, because it was a lot of fun. But the only thing, it was a lot of work to plan it and write it and everything. We do have some stuff in the works for another event, but it's just, we've had a lot of other things going on and that have taken up priority. Okay, some of these lines are not quite straight enough. Tweak some things here. Alright. I'm going to color this. I think this is good enough. Let me just make some of these lines a little thicker. Is there anyone here who wants to play but hasn't started creating their character yet? Let us know in the chat if there's any help that you need getting started. Our team is here to help you. Yay! Anthony submitted their latent element. Anthony says, that drawing looks so awesome. Thank you. Val says they're going to try and join the next guild night. It was so much fun. I was very nervous about it because I don't usually roleplay. I'm not comfortable doing it. But my role was as narrator, so most of what I had to say was just like copy pasting stuff we planned ahead of time. This could be improved quite a bit, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. Okay. I keep saying I'm gonna be done and then I'm not. Sorry. Alright, let's try and color this now. So, a common question we get from people, I'm just gonna chat, like, say random tips because there aren't questions quite coming in at the moment, but what was I saying? A common question people have is, do you have to draw digital art in order to play the game? And no, you can participate with traditional artwork. We've got a lot of players who submit traditional art. Digital art is not a requirement for PaperDemon Art RPG. Role-playing isn't required either. I play the game without doing role-playing, but you know, a lot of members of the community like to do the text role-play in the Discord server. And Discord, being in the Discord is not required, but it is a great way to connect with other players and, you know, become a part of the community, make friends, find new people to duo cast with or collaborate with, because our game is so collaborative. You know, it's all about drawing each other's characters and stuff. So we're actually looking at
bank coming to California.
Another ad.
Now you might be thinking, why should I trust a bank I don't even know?
It's the same ad as before. I hate ads. Suki says IRP. That's great. It is not something that I'm too into. I think part of it too is that I don't have as much time to roleplay. But well, probably the bigger part of it is just anxiety. Looks like I forgot to draw some lines here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add those. Alright. Actually, I think I'm gonna go ahead and select all of this. May I offer my anxious cat boy to play with? So role-playing an anxious character, that could work. I could see that being helpful. And part of it is also time. Like, I have if I have time to do something, I'm probably coding or working on art for an upcoming event or something for PaperDemon. So I don't have a whole lot of downtime. Like, I got the new Zelda game when it came out, but I've only done one of the dungeons. I'm not very far. I don't think I've even played it in 2 weeks. And I'm a big Zelda fan, so that's really weird for me to like not have gotten very far in it. Oh, a black metallic humanoid. That sounds like a cool character. Welcome back, Looney Mooney. I'm not sure about the colors for this. I'm rethinking my choices. Some more of my reference. Let's go dark here. There may be a petting zoo for the demons? What? I don't understand. Someone explain. I don't like this color here. Trying to figure out these colors. I have forgotten how to line art. Okay, Anthony asks, so step 4 will be a portal of some sort. Yes. So, I can talk a little bit about that. Let me swap over to my... Boop. Okay. So let's go to the inn. Okay. So yes, step 4, you're gonna step into a portal. So you could choose any portal you want. However, some portals are closed. So some portals are always open. Some of them are open for a brief period and then close permanently. And some open, close, and open and close. They're unstable. Like, you can't do this Amaru one because this was like a limited time type thing. It was a special event. It's not going to come back open. Lyra is closed currently. It's probably going to reopen again in the future. We really like this portal, but it's closed right now. Aradin and Pavia are always open, so you can do those. If you want to go back and do a closed one like Lyra, you need a special item called a junket tank. But some of the other ones like Jagana Valley, you can't even use a junket tank on them, and it'll tell you. So when you open up the portal, it'll show you right here, like real big, oh, the deadline has passed, but you can use a junket tank. Okay. So yeah, there's Lyra, there's Pavia, there's Aradin. These two, Eventide Ring and Whoops, are closed. Laboratory's closed. City of Lost Songs is closed. Castamaria and Mushroom Fade-In Mushroom Forest is open. And Avantgarde is open. So I think we have 5 total that are open right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So there's 5 portals you can choose from. Looney Mooney says Pavia is my favorite. What is it that you like most about Pavia? Is it the aster? People like to farm aster there. Yeah, no problem. Let me know if you have any other questions. I'm happy to answer them. Maybe I'll make this more like orangey, like aster. Pavia has some very eatable looking rocks. Is your character a Goron? That's a Zelda reference. I am not happy with the colors on this. lot of times with my drawings, I'll do a color comp. To help me test out different colors, but I don't always do that. And then I regret it when I don't. Anthony has a question. Did I miss it? I'm sorry. Could you restate it? Oh, there it is. So is step 4 just an exploration adventure? It's intended to teach you about the portals. So you're going to complete one of the portals to begin your adventure so that you can rank up to rank 2. So we have a collection of many different types of challenges. Visiting portals, quests, battles, special events, and then the weekly challenges. I can show those. Maybe that would be easier if I did that. Okay. So if we go back to the inn. Oh yeah, we've got campaigns as well. Okay, character developments are like weekly prompts. They're simple, like to help you develop your character. Portals are different worlds you can go to. These have higher rewards. They're more effort. You have to draw a background. So that's what Step Into a Portal is about. You're going to complete one of those portals. Quests are more story-driven. Campaigns are interactive text chat on Discord. Battles are what we're running right now with the Crystal Worm, where you draw your character and potentially another character to do a duo cast. Yeah, so those are like the main sets of different challenges. We also have special events that are not like listed here, but I hope that answers your question. But if you have like if that wasn't clear, let me know and I'll clarify. Oops. Back to this. I have 69 in my notifications count. Is that so? Yes, I have 369 notifications. As you can imagine, I've been on the site for a very long time. So I have a lot of notifications. This is an advertisement. I'm like, this doesn't sound like. That song has been haunting you. You think you have bronchitis? I'm sorry. What's a nice chain? I don't know what that is. You young people and your memes. Back in my day, memes were easy to understand. I'm kidding. It doesn't matter whether it was before or now. I often feel out of context with everything. It has nothing to do with my age and everything to do with my autism. Okay. Is that darn ad done? Yes, it is. Now we could turn up the volume. I'm sorry, Looney Mooney. I hope you feel better soon. Go to the doctor. Thanks for stopping by, Crazy Shiro. Have fun with lower legs. Oops. Duplicate this layer. Bloop. Make that a little darker. Okay. I really don't like what I have going on inside this. You don't want to. That's okay. You don't have to. No one is making you. You don't want to draw your latent element? I guess the rewards aren't doing their job, huh? It's not incentive enough. You have kelp rocks to finish. Is this for the kelptastrophe? Is this your first entry for it, or are you doing it more than once? Oh, it's your second one. Okay. Valentine just finished the recoup prompt. Oh yeah, Crazy Shiro came up with that prompt. Sounds like a very good prompt. Oh, we're already like well past the half mark of this stream. I don't think that added anything. Take that out. You hear a kitten? I don't think so. Diamond's not in here. You might hear my son in the other room. I have my headphones on, so I don't totally hear what's going on. You might actually hear what's going on in the house better than I can. My mic is really good, so it picks up a lot. Not great for the privacy of my family, though. Oh yeah, you got a lot of names. Yeah, you might need to consolidate there, Looney Mooney. Okay, time for some sparkles. Sparkle time. Oh, I had the transparency down too low. Whoops. That's not what I intended to do. What, 12 different names, Suki? Oh, Anthony's pondering between Pavia prompt 2 or 4. Well, you know, you could always go back and do Pavia again, do the other prompt that you didn't do. So you can repeat portals multiple times. If you want to. You don't have to, of course. More sparkles. There's not enough sparkles. I need to put stars too. Oh no. More ads. You're welcome, Anthony. Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have questions again, you can email player-help@paperdemon.com or ask in our Discord server. Purple stars. Purple, purple stars. Purple little stars, purple stars. Oh yeah. Purple, purple stars. Yellow, yellow stars. Yellow, yellow stars. Put the yellow stars. Yellow, yellow stars. Time for the sparkles, time for the sparkles. So sparkly. Don't let the angry night melons bite. Well, you don't have to, Looney Mooney, you don't have to go through the apprenticeship challenges in order if you don't want to. So if you're not really feeling the elemental challenge quite yet, you could jump ahead and do a portal. There's nothing forcing you to go through these things in order. I was hoping to be done with this thing at the half-hour mark. I had unrealistic expectations, apparently. Okay, that's probably enough sparkles. Alright, I think this is done. I mean, I could spend more time on it if I wanted, but I'm not. I don't want to spend too much time. I want to be done so I have enough time to show you all how to actually submit. Demo like the submit process, because some people get a little bit stuck on that. So I want to make sure I have time to cover that and answer any questions that come up about that. So, what I'm gonna do I'm just gonna do a few last minute tweaks. Take this line art out here. I don't think it needs that. Cool. And merge visible, image size. I'm gonna crop this. Oops. What I meant to do. I'm gonna resize this, make this more web friendly. Boop, 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 boop. Export as PNG. Can you show how to do so for books? You mean like written entries? Why does avant-garde sound like the Zonai? That is very interesting. Yeah, Avant-Garde was released like 3 years ago, so that's before, long before the new Zelda came out, so it was definitely not influenced by Zelda. Okay, talisman. Make sure that's saved. Okay, I'm going to swap over to my screen and show how to submit. And yes, if you'd like, I can also demo how to submit written entries if that's what you wanted. Should I do a new book or just a new chapter per entry? That's a great question. So it's up to you. You can combine everything into one book or written entry and do a different chapter for each challenge if you want, as long as each challenge entry is a unique chapter. So it's up to you how you want to organize it. Some people like to put like all their portal challenges together and all their weekly challenges together. So, you know, you could totally do that. Just know that there's a few bugs with the written submissions with the order of with the chapters appearing in the correct order, which I need to get fixed. Okay, so let's submit the talisman entry. So let's go back and review the requirements really quick. Let's see, parchment and pin. Here we go. I have too many tabs open. Let me close some of these. Oh, I'm not showing my screen yet. There we go. Okay. Let me just make sure I can see the chat here. Close that. I just rearrange my windows a little bit here. Okay. So from the in, we have the Talisman Challenge. We're going to open that up and take a look again. And make sure that our art that we created meets the requirements. Decide on an item. 1 talisman per character. Create an art entry. Submit your work at the bottom of this page. Okay. Art entry. Primary focus of the image should be a talisman. Check. Image should be full color. It is. Check. Okay. I didn't include my character. That was an optional thing. I didn't do a background. If your talisman will include badges that indicate one of them, I did that. Check. Include in your artwork description a brief description of what the item is and why you're taking it with them. Okay, so I need to do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to click the submit button. Wait, I probably went too fast. Hold on. So these are all items that other players have submitted. So what you're going to do is you're going to click this submit button that's at the bottom. There's also one at the top, I believe. Submit. Maybe we need to make this a little bit more obvious. But you're going to click the submit button. Bye, Robin. Thanks for stopping by. Suki says, my art's trash, so I figured writing might be better. Don't say that. Yeah, sorry about the changing of screens. It should be correct now. Your art is not trash. You are just at an earlier stage of your artistic journey. And the more you draw, the better you will get. So it's okay, though, if you don't want to do art. You want to do writing instead. Okay, so back to the tutorial here. Let me just start over again, just to make this clear. Super clear what we're doing, because I got distracted by comments. Okay, you're going to start in the parchment nib in. You're going to click on Start to Talisman. Read the requirements, and then you're going to hit Submit. And you're going to be taken to this page. So this page is about adding something to the queue. Now, if you already uploaded your artwork, you can select it here. If you don't see it, you can manually input the art ID here if you know the ID of the artwork. Sometimes this page is a little slow with refreshing, so you may not see your most recent artwork here. If you have a new submission that you have not uploaded yet, you're going to click this button here, Upload New Submission. So that's what we're going to do because we have not yet uploaded the artwork for the talisman. Okay, it's asking me, am I doing artwork or writing? So I'm going to do artwork. I'm going to click Choose File, find my artwork. Where the heck is it? One moment while I find my file. I have a lot of files, as an artist often does. Okay, there's my art. Okay, I'm gonna put in the title, you can put whatever you want. I'm gonna mention talisman because this is a thing that other players will sometimes look for. And so it's easier if you put talisman in the title. Non-mature. I'm not going to add any tags. I don't have anything that's filterable here, so I'm just going to skip that. In the description, I do have to input what the okay, Suki is saying that it still shows my art program and it's not showing the browser. It could be that your chat is delayed. I know for a few moments I was still on my art program, but I fixed it. Okay, yeah, Suki says it's fixed. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. Okay, so in the description I have to explain what the item is and why my character's taking it with them. Okay, so Cyrus's talisman is a pocket watch with a slide out magnifying glass that helps him in his investigations. As an investigator and interrogator, I don't know, he's not really an interrogator, I guess, but what did I put? Hold on, I gotta look at my character sheet again. And inquisitive person, he often needs to see things, see the details around him. So he's taking his magnifying glass with him to help him see more of the world around him. His watch helps him in his celestial watch. Helps him to note times in his notebook of notable events. I'm not a very good writer. Writing is not my strength. Okay, now I've submitted it. And now I'm back at this same page I had started at, and now it says add to queue is step 2. So it should show my submission here already selected. And now I need to fill out the rest. So a lot of times when you complete challenges, you're going to follow the same exact flow, where it's going to ask you to select the artwork, fill out a form, and then tag your character. So let's do this next step here, which is comments and request details. I'm going to make this bigger just so you can see it a little better. Okay, the first question. Did you explain what your talisman is and why your character's taking it with you? Yes, I did. I'm putting an X in there. Did you search and character? I think that's a typo. Did you put your character in the character points box of this form? Did you put 7 points in the points box? I did not do these steps yet. Let me do that. So what it's referring to is down here under add characters and points. You have to search for your character. So I'm going to add Cyrus. So you should be able to type it and you'll see autocomplete come up so you can find it. So there's 2 characters named Cyrus. This one happens to be mine. You can also find your character by typing their unique number. So Cyrus's unique number is 963. So if I type 963, it should come up with Cyrus here. but you can also just search for their name. It is searching the entire archive of characters that are approved, because people do art for other people's characters as well, so that's why it works that way. And then the second question was adding points to the box. We're putting 7 here. Anytime you see a points box, what you're putting there is whatever the challenge says is the point reward. So if we go back to Talisman real quick, we take a look at what the rewards are. It says your character earns 7 AP. That 7 is what you're going to put in the points box. So that's why I'm putting 7 here. Let me double check the form. Yes, I searched my character. Yes, I put the 7 points. I'm just going to mark that down. And then I'm going to hit this button, submit to queue. Blam. And I got some XP. I got 50 XP. I leveled up. Oh, I got some spirit points. That's cool. So now it's been added to the queue. It shows here a confirmation your entry's in the queue. You can also view the request in case you want to look at it. Or you can view your submission if you want to just take a look and make sure it looks the way you intend. You can see here my character has been tagged on the entry. Anytime you submit artwork for an event to the queue and you tag your character, it also tags it on the submission itself. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I leveled up and got something called spirit points. Let's talk a little bit about what that is since it's here. If people have questions, let me know. Yeah, there's lag. There's Suki, there's lag between the stream and when you see it. Just looking through the chat to see if there's any other questions. No, okay. All right, so when you level up with XP, so XP, first of all, anytime you submit something to a queue, usually if you had to create art for it, you're going to get XP as well. And XP, it shows your XP bar in the upper right, and when you level up, you earn this thing called spirit points. When you accumulate enough spirit points, you can buy a loot box. I can show you how to buy that. So XP is something you get right away. All of your other rewards, like the thread and the random drops you might get from other challenges and portal badges and stuff like that, all those other rewards will come after we've verified that your artwork meets requirements. But XP is a way that we can kind of give you a little something, something reward right away for your effort. Okay, how do we use spirit points? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the shop. And you'll see here there's a mystery box here. You can buy it for 20 spirit points. So we're going to click on this. So it says here 20 spirit points for this. And this is just telling you what the value of it is. It's minimum of 40 cents value. We had to do that for certain reasons. Okay, so I'm going to click purchase. And there we go. This is what I got. It randomly gives me some crafting ingredients and such. You can see how many spirit points you have. When you go to the shop, it'll show you all of your currencies in the upper right. It'll show you how much gold you have, how much tokens you have. And since a lot of you are new, I'm going to talk a little bit about what these currencies are in case you're curious. Gold is the most common currency you're going to see. Most items you can purchase with gold. So like a lot of crafting ingredients and things for building armor and that kind of stuff you can get with gold. And a lot of challenges will drop that, especially if you draw other characters, you will get additional gold. So if you if you enter a portal and you draw someone else's character or even one of your other characters, you're going to get an extra gold drop for that. You also get extra gold depending on your rank. So when you go up to rank 2, you will start to get adventuring gold. So every time you go to a portal, you're going to get a gold drop just because you're adventuring. So gold is really easy to get. The economy of the paperverse must be in shambles if a single gold coin only equates to 1 cent in the real world. It's not about whether... It's not really influenced by the U.S. economy. It's more that, like, if you want to use dollars to buy gold, you can. So, like, gold is relatively easy to get a hold of, which is why it's so cheap. Trokens, on the other hand, it does cost more to get these if you want to buy them. You don't have to buy trokens. Trokens are used for, they're like our premium currency in the game. You can still earn them from participating in events. Quests and boss fights, you can earn trokens for participating in those. Yeah, I guess you could say it's like an exchange rate, but I mean, people can't convert it back to US dollars, so at least we don't have a way for that. I mean, our economy is likely to change over time. So trokens, you can buy them with US dollars if you want. These are used for like buying things like, if we go back to the shop, you can buy talisman abilities, you can buy weapons, you can buy a mask of many faces. This is for like becoming a shapeshifter. Companions, that's what a lot of people spend their tokens on, is companions. So these will give you, some of them will give you a stronger attack in battle. Some of them are like finding extra items for you and that kind of thing. So you have to read the description. There's 3 different types of companions. No, 4. Is there 4? Yeah, there's 4 different types of mechanics attached to companions. Anyway, but yeah, there's stuff in here that you can buy with gold as well. So like chest plate armor kit if you wanted to craft armor, some crafting ingredients like a dandelion wax, earth pearls for crafting earth armor, earth weapons, that kind of stuff. There's multiple pages to the shop too. We are going to make some changes to the shop as well to make it a little easier to browse. So those changes are coming. Any questions that people have? Can you have multiple companions? So you can, but if you have 2 companions that do the same thing, their effect will not stack. So if you have 2 companions that find extra items, you're only going to get 1 extra item. That's a great question, Suki. Am I allowed to redesign my PaperDemon OC? I wanted to keep my character's history and such, but looking at the design, I've made decisions I'm not so proud of. Absolutely. And let me show you how you can do that. That's a really great question. I'm glad that you asked that. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to guides. You can get there in the main nav as well. There's a guides button here. And there is a under let's see, where is it? Other challenges, redesigning your character. I'm going to drop a link to this in the chat so that you have it. So this is how you redesign your character. If you want to change your character sheet and change the design of your character that's used for checking your artwork, then you complete this challenge. You will need something called a makeover kit. You can get that with gold. I don't know how much gold you have, but you can also trade with other players to get gold, or trade stuff back to the bank if you need help getting gold. But the makeover kit is the item that lets you update your character sheet. Can you gift things like companions to other players? Yes, you can. So we don't have an automated way to do it yet. An admin has to manually do that. But the way that you do that is you're going to go... let's see, where is that? Do we have it in the guide? Transferring items. I think we need to add it to the guide, but this is not in the most obvious place, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So if you open the main nav and you go to forums, and you go to PD RPG requests, and then you go to inventory transfer requests. I will drop a link to this in the chat as well. This is how you can transfer an item to another player. If you want help getting gold, like if you don't have enough gold to get like the makeover kit or whatever, check your inventory. So if you click on your icon and go to My Inventory, you know, as you play the game, you're going to get a lot of random items that come into your inventory. And some of them are what are called scraps. So if we go to the next page here, scraps and trash items. So these are items that don't really have a purpose in the game other than to trade them back to the bank for money. So what you do, excuse me, sorry, I burped. So I have like botchberry seeds 4 here, for example. So what I'll do is I'll click on this. And if I scroll down, there's an option here, sell back to bank. I click sell, and I know I have 4, so I do 4 here for the quantity. And then I do sell it. Sell back successful. So now I got more gold. You can see the receipt here. I have traded 4 for 180 gold. So this is one way that you can get more gold so that you can buy the items that you want from the shop. Great questions. Any other questions I can answer for people? Oh, I wanted to cover a couple other things that I didn't have a chance to go over while I wait for your questions. In the inn, once you complete your talisman, your latent element, and your portal, then you apply to rank up to adventurer. Let me pull up latent element real quick. Maybe what I'll do is I'll do another stream maybe next week or something, where we can cover latent element a little bit more. But when you get your character sheet, when you register your character will randomly be assigned one of 4 elements. So if we pull up my character sheet here, my character has the element of sky. But depending on the size of your browser, I think if I zoom out, it'll show up on the right. Yeah. So my character's element is sky. You can change it if you have what's called an Elementia crystal. We do have a promotion going on right now. Players who signed up, I think within the last couple weeks, got what's called a starter kit. When your character gets approved, you get a free Elementia. But we're not always going to be running that. So check your inventory to see if you have one. That lets you customize your element. If you don't have a crystal, you can buy one from the shop. But this lets you change your latent element if you want to customize it to one that you want. So this challenge is all about drawing your character's incarnation of that element. So most people don't want to just simply do wind for sky or rain or water for water. They want to do something creative and interesting, like some people did. Like there's one person who did ink, like an ink power, which is really cool. We want to encourage that. So you could draw and manifest your element in any way that you want. And this challenge is all about thinking about how your character's element manifests, because this helps other players know how to draw your character in battle. So you're going to draw your character discovering their elemental power. And it does not have to be literally fire if you got fire. You can come up with something different. You can do lava. You could do metal. You could do, whatever. You could do time manipulation if you wanted. As long as it doesn't blatantly look like another element that's in our the core elements. So for example, you can't be a sky elemental and then make your element be fire. But you could be a sky elemental that does something that could conceivably be sky. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really matter because it's about these elements are about mechanics. It just affects how it damages the boss. Light bending for glamours. Okay, so Suki says Anton's air and has light bending powers. So that's great. That works great. So yeah, you can interpret it any way you want. This challenge is about figuring out and understanding what your character's element is, and like defining how they use that element, because a lot of people will not do it in the most obvious way. They'll come up with something different, and we very highly encourage that. So you're going to draw a picture of your OC using their element. Okay, we have 5 minutes left of the stream. If anyone has any other questions, let me know. Real quick, I have to send a message to someone. So you'll do background is optional. Make sure your character is identifiable in the image. Does not have to be perfectly polished, but should have some color or grayscale tone. And then you submit it at the bottom of this page, and then you explain in the description what your element is and a brief note on how your character feels about their element. Oh, someone requested demoing how to do written entries. Let me show that. We can do that with Talisman. So I'm going to pretend that I have a written entry for this. Okay, we got a couple more questions. I will answer those after I demo how to submit a writing entry, because I want to make sure I cover that because we got a question on that. So you find the challenge that you're submitting to. You click submit. Oh, my son is crying. Oh, poor little boy. He's with the nanny right now, so hopefully she can handle it. It's always hard as a mom to hear your baby crying. Okay, so let's create a new submission. New story or written work. The first step is going to be just explaining the title and the summary. An image is not required, it's just optional. The second step, you're going to actually add the body of your written entry on the second step. Some people get confused with that, so I want to make sure I talk about that. So let's just say, this is a test writing entry, do not approve. And then in the summary, you're going to basically say what challenge it's for or whatever, like explain what is the brief summary of this book that you're creating. This contains test entries for submitting latent element. So you can explain what the challenge is, or if this is a collection of works, like it's going to include all your portal entries, you could say this is for all my portals or whatever. Or if it's for a particular character or whatever you want to do. And then you hit submit. Now you're going to add your chapter. So chapter 1, latent element, Cyrus. This is a test. And then here where it says chapter body, this is where you're actually going to put your written submission. So I think that the what was the latent element word requirements? 800 words. So insert 800 words here. I'm not going to sit here and type 800 words, obviously. But that would go here. Sorry, I was just reading the chat to see if there were questions about the writing submission. Okay, after you hit submit, now you're going to actually add it to the queue. And it should automatically select that chapter that you added. Then you're going to fill out the form. I'm just going to tell my admins to reject it. It's going to ask you for your character name and ID and what chapter it was. This was chapter 1. And then you tag your character like you did before. You type the name of the character and you look. Oh wow, there's a lot of, let me try that again. Cyrus, there we go. And you put the AP points here. And I believe that one is also worth 7. And then you hit submit to queue. And now it's in the queue. If you want to go back and add more chapters to that story, you can. Click view submission. It should take you to your story. Oh, one other thing to note about written entries is that first they're not publicly visible. So you do need to publish them. And it tells you that here. So sometimes our admins can't approve it if you didn't make it public. So you got to hit the publish button here. I'm going to make an update later where it just automatically goes published because I think most people expect it to work that way. Maybe give you a checkbox or something. Okay, let me go through these questions we have here because there's a lot of them. All right, Looney Mooney has a question about the queues for registering characters. My friend has his OC in the queue for weeks, but when I registered Duncan to the queue, he was approved the same day. Okay, your friend's OC probably is not in the queue. If he's waiting weeks, then it's not in the queue and he probably missed a step. So what I would do is have him email player-help@paperdemon.com. And Suki asks, do you get notified on a rejection? Yes, you do. If you submit it to the queue and you hear nothing for 2 weeks or something, that means it didn't get submitted to the queue. So some people, they miss that final step of the character creator where they have to actually enter it to the queue. So like if I go to my test here, there's this 5th step here that says review, and you have to review your draft and then hit submit. And if you don't hit that, it's not going to go into the queue. We're going to make some improvements to this UI to help you figure out if you did not yet submit so that people don't forget to submit. Bubba asks, when you're drawing your character's element, do they have to be weak with it at first, or can they be at their own level of understanding with their element? So that's up to you, how you want to do it. If you want your character to progressively get stronger, you can. As far as mechanics goes, your character's element will get stronger as they rank up. So they will, mechanically speaking, be weak with their element at first. So as your rank goes up, your attack power goes up. Suki asks, is it easier to make it a single chapter and make a separate book for gathering it all? It's really up to you how you want to do it. If you want to do a separate writing submission for each one, or if you want to just add multiple chapters to the same story. Okay, cool. Last step of ranking up to adventurer. Also, usually this tutorial tries to do a good job of detecting what's going on with your character. If they are pending review, If your submission is pending review, it should turn yellow. Earlier in the stream, this was white because it didn't detect that I had done latent element yet. And now it knows that I submitted something to the queue, but it's not yet approved. It's still pending, so it turns yellow when it's like that. And then once it's approved, it should turn green here. It's not always accurate with detecting this. I have to go back and see if character creation is actually detecting properly. So I'm going to go back and figure out what's going on with that. After you do element and then you do a portal, we talked about portal earlier in the stream. If you missed that, rewind. And then the last step is ranking up to adventurer. So in this step, you're basically proving that you did the earlier steps and submitting it to a form. In most cases, once you've done those first 4 steps, you already have everything you need to get ranked up to rank 5. However, there's some people who drew their character without color or without shading and thus didn't get officially approved. Like their character sheet was approved, but under the condition that they update their character sheet later. So it kind of tells you, make sure your image meets all the image requirements, because we're going to be stricter about making sure that your character is color or has shading for your character sheet. When your character was registered, we'll tell you if it didn't quite meet requirements, so that you know that you have to do that when you rank up. But really, all you have to do, you just click submit entry and you just fill out this form. So you're going to just confirm that your player notes includes your biography and your character information. So if we pull up our character sheet, where's our character sheet? I'll show you that. So that's talking about this section here. When you first talked about your character's age and species and everything, that all got put into the player notes section of your character sheet. And you can edit this at any time. There's an edit button here, and you can edit that and add in additional information. And then it asks you for links to your talisman, your latent element, and your portal submission. We just want to double check that you got all those done. And then you tag your character, just like we did with the other ones. Tag Cyrus. There's no point reward for this one. You just submit to the queue, and then you'll get added in to reviewed to make sure that you met requirements, and we'll rank you up to adventurer. All right, thanks Looney Mooney for stopping by. If you ever, I think we're pretty much at the end of this stream. If you guys have any more questions, the best place to ask is the Discord. We've got a lot of people, a lot of moderators that monitor and answer player questions there. There's a Ask a Mod forum specifically in the Discord. There should be a link to the Discord in the description of this stream. So if you're not in there, we recommend you get in there. You can also just email player-help@paperdemon.com. I'll put that in the chat as well. So feel free to email if you have any more questions. We're happy to help you out if you're not sure if your character is in the queue or whatever. I think that's a common problem that we're seeing, unfortunately. So definitely characters should be approved right now. They're getting approved within a few days at the time that the stream was recorded. Maximum, typically a week is how long you should have to wait. But usually it's within a few days. Suki says we are all aggressively friendly in the Discord. Yes, this is true. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, Suki. You had great questions. Hi, Lena. Take care. Bye, Looney Mooney. Bye, Bubba Milk. See you all in the next stream, hopefully, or the next whatever meetup or whatever we have in the Discord. I'll see you around there. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.